Good day, OA. My name is Lionel Garcia, and I'm your Vice President of Sales and Agent Development. And you're probably wondering, who is this smiling face right next to me? This is Grace Garcia. How are you, Grace?
Good.
If you don't know Grace, Grace is my daughter, and she is working here. She's doing an apprenticeship as part of her school. So what have you done so far today? Be real. What have you done?
Inventory. I've been working with organizing the notebooks, organizing the shirts for their company, and organizing anything in the inventory.
That's not bad. So she's been busy with doing that. It's really cool. I did get to make her coffee today. You're probably going to get mad at me for giving my daughter coffee, but she enjoys caffeine, which is scary. And anyway, so she's going to sit, watch what I do, but I don't need to keep her standing here the entire time. Grace, thanks for joining us this week. I'm glad you were here at Motivation Monday. And all right, we'll go grab a seat right here and let's jump in. I love our Motivation Mondays because one of the things that we do on Motivation Monday is we start with our wins of the week. So tell me, what are your wins? What are you excited about? What have you accomplished this week? What are they? Drop them in the chat. They could be big wins. They could be small wins. They could be personal. They could be professional. These win. It doesn't matter. What did you have a shift in your mindset? Was it a booking, a follow-up? Maybe you finally did that post that you've been dreading to do on social media. Maybe you recorded your first reel. Maybe it was a conversation that's turned into interest that now it could turn into a potential sale. I would love to hear what your wins are. Every win matters. It's funny. I was asking Grace before we got started what her win of the week was. And she was, I get to work here with you. And I thought that was really funny because my win of the week is, of course, that I get to have Grace with me. I think that was nice. It's really nice to have her here. And then the other part that's really neat, my other win, it's another, I guess Grace here was a personal / business, but also personal wise, we had a really nice Mother's Day yesterday. We prepared a really nice feast for Grace's mom and my wife, and it was the kids all helped out. It was really neat, and we enjoyed the day by the pool. So that was really neat. All right. So Tatiana, you got your first 5 leads for Mother's Day. Congratulations, Mr. Tim. 2 people joined your Facebook group because you posted and asked people to join. My goodness, that's amazing. And you booked a cabin for a boys only trip in Gatlinburg. I love this. Hey, Mike, look at this, Grace. You have someone here, Michael Gussman. He's saying, hi, Grace. That's awesome. Well, I love these wins. Continue to share them. Even if you're watching the replay, I love to celebrate those wins with you and really just cheer you on because these wins are great things. It's nice to just kind of focus your mind on the things that are positive, the things that you could be excited about. So let's jump into our motivation moment, which is that motivated agents do not wait. They create. And here is the truth. Motivation doesn't come before action. Motivation comes from action. So this is something that's super important that you need to know, because waiting for that right time or waiting for more confidence or waiting for the market to shift or waiting for the war to end or waiting for gas prices to come down or waiting for inspiration to strike or maybe waiting for the virus to stop making news in the headlines, that's how your momentum can stall. So the most successful travel professionals, they're not waiting for the opportunity. They actually create those opportunities. They create that energy and that opportunity by, here you go, hosting small events or hosting information sessions, maybe a travel night. If you didn't get the email last week, actually it was on Friday, we sent you an email inviting you to come to a pre-event strategy session where I'm going to teach you along with Javi from Seaborn, how to promote a virtual event with Seaborn that will be taking place later on this month with special offers and incentives for your clients. So hosting small groups or info sessions, showing up consistently on social media, creating simple offers or themed trips, partnering with local businesses, reaching out instead of waiting to be reached. I love this one because here's the thing, so many times you wait for that phone to ring and you want the phone to ring. And if I ask you, hey, how's it going? You're like, well, Lionel, the phone's not ringing. Well, the phone works both ways. You could pick up the phone just as well as the phone could ring you. You could ring your customers. So creation is putting you back in control. And here is the mind shift that I want you to remember. And that is that action creates clarity, creation creates confidence, and you don't need to have that perfect plan. And I know what you're thinking. You want to hit go, you want to start, but you're waiting for all the ducks to line up, for every I to be dotted, every T to be crossed. You just want everything to be perfect. But the truth is, you don't need that perfect plan. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to take the next creative step or the next appropriate step. Just move forward, because when you move forward, you are creating from the reaction. So you're not necessarily having to just chase. You are the one creating, and it's always better to be creating than to be reacting. And so you want to lead, and leaders attract attention and trust and opportunity. So that's what you are going to do. Remember, motivation does come from action. So let's see. We have a few comments that came in here. I like this. You were able to salvage a relationship with a good client who was unhappy with some responses by facing the problems head on. She left a poor review, so I used the LEAP method. I love this. Miss Liddy Sue, maybe you could tell me what the LEAP method is. I'm not familiar with the LEAP method, but I would love for anybody watching this or seeing your post know what the LEAP method is. And Tracy, that is the key. I pulled an Ireland bus tour last fall, held 30 seats, and they are full, and we're going in August. See, you took the step, Tracy. You moved, you made action happen. You booked the trip, you held the trip and told people we're doing this and this is why, and they came. So good job. I love that you shared that. So here is your call to action this week. I want you to create one thing. I want you to create one thing. So here's your call to action for the week. Just one. It could be a short social post about a destination that you love. That's pretty easy. Maybe you can do a casual invite to a travel night or a virtual chat. Hey, I have the solution. I sent you an email on Friday. It came from OA, from Outside Agents. Sign up for our pre-event strategy session. You will learn more about it. And that could be the first virtual event you invite your clients to attend. It could be create a themed travel idea to spark an interest, kind of like we just saw that Tracy did with her trip to Ireland. So let's see what else we have here. Maybe it's have a conversation with a potential partner. That could work. Maybe that is a vendor. Maybe it is an operator, somebody you want to do. Create an idea you've been thinking about, but you haven't acted on yet. Have you thought about that? What is it that you've been thinking of? It's on the back of your mind, and you're just nervous because you haven't done it. What is it? Well, I don't want you to overthink it. I don't want you to perfect it. I just want you to create it. Get started. Here's the beauty about having a small business like the ones that we all have, is that you can be quick, you can be nimble, you can pivot, you can change. So don't wait for it to be just right. Don't wait till it's perfect. Just create it. Get started. Take that next step, whatever that is. And so I want you to remember that the energy follows the action and not the other way around. So let's jump in now to our quote of the day. This quote of the day, I think, will get you thinking. You don't have to be ready, but you have to be willing. So you don't have to be ready, but you have to be willing. And so I think this reminds me of another line that I've heard people say before. If you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. And I think that's why this is so important to remind yourself that it's not that you have to be ready, but you have to be willing, because you have to be thinking that I can do this. I can do that. I can do whatever it is that I think I can't do. I know that I can. I just need to do it. So I want that quote that you don't have to be ready. You just have to be willing to guide you this week. This is where it will be super valuable. All right. There's one more comment that came in here. Actually, I think a few. Oh, so this is the LEAP method. Thank you, Miss Liddy Sue. Listen, empathize, agree, and partner. She was so happy that you called and apologized, and she's leaving on her Rocky Mountaineer trip next month. That is awesome. I love the LEAP method. Listen, empathize, agree, and partner. And Tim, you have 50 cabins held for a group cruise with a Pied Piper, and you're meeting with Alon. Alon's our VP of groups, to get some strategies to make it happen. I love that. You're taking the control, you're taking ownership, and you're putting it back, control back in your court, right? You are taking control of what you can. So kudos to you for scheduling that meeting with Alon and working on some strategies prior to your group. I love the engagement this week. Thank you so much. It makes it a lot more fun to do this. I really do love the fact that we did this here today. Grace, thank you for joining us. Was this good?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I look forward to seeing you guys at the next Motivation Monday. I want to let you know that I will not be at the Motivation Monday next week, because we will be hosting a group of your peers right here at Jacksonville home office for our luxury training. And we're really excited. We'll have 5 full days with great collection of strategies on how to attract and build luxury business, but also partners and suppliers that our agents will be able to connect with, learn with, and grow with to build their luxury portfolio. So think about these things. Think about what we just shared with you today. Look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks time for our next Motivation Monday. Have a fantastic week and see you soon. Bye.